Good morning for my last day in Tokyo and the end of Golden Week actually. Yesterday was the last day of it, so it's probably a bit less crowded in the city. I don't know what exactly I'm doing today. The only thing I know for certain is that I'm leaving Tokyo at 10:30 tonight. I've been toying with the idea of going to the cinema later, to be honest. They're showing a 4K remaster of Godzilla, so I don't know. I'll figure something out here. I need coffee first. Iced or hot? I don't know. Well, good morning from hot Tokyo. Hot but windy. Today, I don't have a plan. The only plan I have is to leave Tokyo at 10:30 tonight. And I'll get coffee. That's the two plans I've got. I have been toying with the idea of going to the cinema later, actually. I don't know what to see. There are films in English, but they've got a 4K remaster of the original Godzilla. So that's kind of tempting, you know, just to pass a couple of hours this evening, because, you know, I'll be carrying my bag around and I don't know if I'll do it, but it's kind of a little idea that I have in the back of my head. It's a backup plan. As you can see, not as many people out on the streets today because Golden Week finished yesterday. A lot more traffic though, not as many people. So I'm not sure exactly the plan for today, but I'm thinking I'm gonna get the subway to a shrine or temple that's a little bit controversial actually. I'll explain a bit more when I get there. It's very hot, but the wind is very strong today. Anyway, let's make our way to this shrine. Well, I'm almost at the shrine. The shrine is over here, but I wanted to take a little diversion. See, this is the Kitanomaru Park. Now the park itself is nothing that special. It's a nice park to walk around, but in this park you've got lots of stuff. You've got the National Science Museum of Japan, you've got the National Archives, and you've got the Nippon Budokan. Well, you can see the roof of it here. So the Nippon Budokan was built in the 50s, and its main purpose is hosting martial arts competitions, so the judo championships and whatnot. But sorry, I'm just coming through a lovely gate here. But it's also a concert venue. Even the Beatles have played here. The Beatles were the first rock group to play here. Everyone has played here. I think that's played in Japan. Bob Dylan, Ozzy Osbourne, ABBA. There's a big presence here of police as well and security, so it's very possible that there's an event on during the week. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just going to take a little walk around the park because I've got plenty of time to kill. And then when I do the loop of it, I'll come back and I'll come out at the controversial shrine. It's a big building though. Maybe they're hosting a market here, I'm not sure. So it's a pretty impressive structure. Sorry if my face just jumped into the camera there. I was a bit too close. So I'm gonna walk straight ahead, take a turn and loop around. It is a nice little park to walk around. The weather is bloody lovely today. Too lovely, you might say. Actually, do you know what? I'll cross here because all up here just loops out to the other exit of the park. It's pretty quiet in here. Well, that's quiet for now. There's a group of people over here. I'll probably walk past them and it'll get loud. What way will I go? Let's go straight and then turn left. I don't know if there's a pond here, I don't remember. Well, there is a little pond here. The grass has seen better days though, that's for sure. Anyway, I won't record too much of this park because there's not much you can see apart from green. It's nice to walk around for me, but that's a different story. I'll do my loop and I'll go over to the shrine. How does that sound? Well, we've arrived at the entranceway to the Yasukuni Shrine. What an impressive torii gate, huh? Certainly daunting when you're walking up towards it. It really makes a statement, you know. But you might be thinking to yourself, well, how can a shrine be controversial? There's shrines everywhere in Japan. Well, the Yasukuni Shrine is a little bit different, you see. This shrine was built during the Meiji period. Meiji had it built. And it was built to commemorate all those who died for Japan in wars. And all of the people, there's nearly 2.5 million people enshrined here. But the controversial part is that just over 1,000 of those are actually war criminals. They were found guilty of war crimes. Now, it's not a matter for the Japanese state to get involved in because it's a Shinto shrine, it's a religious matter, so there's nothing the Japanese state can actually do about it. But these people that are enshrined here, no matter what their social status was or their class, men, women, whatever their job was, it doesn't matter, because in here they're all worshipped equally. They're all classed as divinities in this shrine. So those war criminals who were found guilty, it wasn't suspected that they were war criminals, they were officially war criminals, are worshipped the same way as some brave non-war criminals would be worshipped. That's kind of the controversial part. Now, a lot of countries have called it, you know, it's an extreme kind of nationalist place for Japanese people, that they kind of don't want to remember the atrocities that they committed during World War II specifically, and the Pacific Wars. But it's a very nice area no matter what you think of the history or the people that are enshrined here. It's even a touchy subject for Japanese politicians, because when they come here to, you know, pay their respects, it's kind of like, some people are for it, some people don't want the politicians doing it. It's not for me to say anything about it. I don't live here, I'm not part of the history. It has never affected me. But so that's basically the whole kind of controversy about the shrine. It is quite interesting to be here because, you know, it doesn't seem to affect the everyday person walking around. There's a lot of people bowing at it, and it's still, when you think of it, it's still just a Shinto shrine. It's the religious aspect of it is separate from the people who are enshrined here. You know, for the everyday person, I mean, they don't probably think about that. So we're going to take a walk up to the main area. There's a few nice statues up here, if I remember correctly, commemorating those who died during the wars, multiple wars, from the Boshin Wars to the Sino-Japanese Wars to World War I and II. Everybody's enshrined here that fought. So of the over 1,000 convicted war criminals that are enshrined here, 14 of them are classed as Class A war criminals. And a lot of other countries that were affected by war crimes from the Japanese during the times of war have called on this shrine to remove the 14 Class A convicted war criminals. But because it's a Shinto shrine and it's controlled by the Shinto church. Well, I'm not sure what the name of it is, but because of that, it's against Shinto beliefs to remove the remains. So those countries, try as they might, have been unsuccessful getting the war criminals removed from here. And they have kind of an outdoor stage area here. Now I'm not sure if it's still in use or if that was only used at the time when the shrine itself was built in the late 1800s. Now I will make my way over to the shrine in a minute, it's over there. But I'm assuming that they often did, not they often do, but they often did have protests here, because at the entranceway there's a sign that says no hoisting of flags, no mass gatherings by groups with political motivation. So I guess it's happened quite a few times, and understandably so, I suppose, but that's just the way it is here. So they have the Yushikan Museum here. Now I'm not going to go in because I was in it last time that I was here. It is very good. But over here you've got a couple of statues. But first you've got a cannon. And then over here you've got a statue commemorating kamikaze pilots from the war. And you've also got statues here dedicated to the animals that gave their lives for Japan during the war. So you've got the dogs, horses, even carrier pigeons here, because I guess they played a pretty big role at the time too. You've got a statue here dedicated to all the widows and the children of the soldiers who died in war for Japan, who gave the ultimate sacrifice for Japan, as they say. There's a sign back there that says there's a garden this way, Japanese garden, so I'm gonna just check it out and see if it's there, if it's open. So this is the sacred pond garden. Of course, prime photo shoot location. I don't know. I don't see any fish here though. Look at this little house over here. Looks like an old little tea house of sorts. Jesus, never mind, there are fish. The size of them. Bloody hell. Hope that duck is not eyeing it up as a meal. Won't fit in his bloody mouth. Or beak, should I say. That's nice. Maybe it's just me being a little bit old-fashioned, or I don't know, but I always find it a bit disrespectful. I don't know if that's the right word, maybe that's a bit too strong, but you know, when people come to these places and they use it as a location for a photo shoot, they're taking up kind of space for people walking by, they're blocking up the way. I don't know, maybe it's just me. My controversial opinion in a controversial shrine area. No more fish though. Oh, there are a couple over here. Size of them fish. Don't mind the little friend that I've got beside me. I think he's gonna bite me. He's not afraid anyway, but these are gigantic. Like, it might be hard to see it on camera, but like, honestly, that thing is about a metre long. So they actually sell fish food. But you know what? The amount of tourists that Japan gets, and the amount of them that are probably coming here over the year, buying fish food and feeding those fish. No wonder those fish are bloody gigantic. Honestly. I don't know if it's a koi or goldfish. Like they say, they can kind of, or they grow as big as the environment lets them grow. But I tell you, the food is having an effect on them, not the bloody environment. So here's the impressive shrine building itself. It is very nice, and of course this shrine in particular, because of the significance of it here and the walkway up to it, it's heavily guarded, as it said, just in case there's gatherings of groups and hoisting of flags, and it says on it, no activity that makes guests feel uncomfortable. So they're just keeping an eye on everyone to make sure that no one causes any trouble. But you can go in here if you want to get your written blessings and stamped Goshuin, which I'm not getting because I don't have a Goshuin book. I never got one, it's too late now. I leave Japan on Saturday. I think it's Saturday. Is that the 10th? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so the shrine building itself is not really the important part, I guess, of this area. The important part is the significance of the actual deities that are enshrined here. That is the significant thing. Well, that was a little look into the controversial shrine of Tokyo. It is interesting, of course, no matter what you think about it. But anyway, when we I guess I could say that when we go to Nanjing, we'll certainly be talking a lot more about Japan and its history of war crimes. But that can wait until I get there. It's a lot to say. I know something really strange. I was just walking down the street there towards Harajuku. It leads me to Shinjuku. And I was looking, it was a quiet street, and I saw these people putting like Pringle cans of Pringles on like the top of a car, and they were taking one at a time and taking a photo. Someone was getting photos taken with this can. And I got closer and I realised it was probably, it is and was, one of the biggest YouTubers, maybe the biggest YouTuber in the world, biggest gamer, well-known gamer in the world, PewDiePie. It's so random. I got a photo with him, I'll stick it up here. Yeah, just out of the blue, like, what's he doing on this random street in Tokyo? Sorry, I'm eating. Got myself an extra large ice cream sandwich. It's really good. It's just refreshing. Like, it's not anything special, it's just vanilla ice cream, but the refreshingness of it in this heat, man, badly needed. But I'm in Harajuku now, so it's very hipster here. Very. I'm basically in Shinjuku now. But I just saw this vending machine and I wanted to see what it is. So you've got octopus dumplings, I guess, some type of noodle. Pretty funny though. That I still find it like fascinating that you can order stuff like that from vending machines. I don't know why. I've seen it so many times. I should be used to it, but no. So I've booked my cinema ticket, 7 o'clock. It's not Godzilla though, unfortunately. I couldn't go to that because the time doesn't work out with my bus. I'd have to leave the movie early, so I'm going to see a movie called Heretic with Hugh Grant. It's a thriller, I think, but it's in English, subtitled with Japanese subtitles, but I don't mind that. So that's the plan for later. Still have a couple of hours to go, but don't mind that. Take a stroll around Shinjuku. Now it's cinema time. I'll catch you in a bit. Well, movie finished. On my way up to the bus terminal. Good movie, actually. quite interesting, not jumpy or anything, it's not horror, but psychological. Pretty good. So that's me done for today. Just a little stroll around and a visit to the shrine, the forbidden shrine. I'll catch you tomorrow from Kyoto. Bye bye.